r/ask Reddit by Ask Planet. What is a secret you've never told anyone? Was driving on the road by myself. Had to take a real bad. Missed my turn to get to the McDonald's not once not twice but 3 times because my maps weren't working right. I couldn't hold back the eruption that was about to come, so I pulled off the side of the road and let loose an ungodly on the side of the highway with people coming by. Wiped with napkins from my car and used hand sanitizer. I just hope nobody on the highway noticed who I was. We've all been there, mate. I haven't. Then you clearly haven't lived. Note to self: I don't want to live. Note to self: get a wart cream for giant wart on my A. Yet. No harm in carrying napkins, just in case. My old boss would carry a roll of toilet paper on his motorbike. You ever tempted to just grab one end of it as he zoomed off? Happens to the best of us. This isn't quite as gross, but during my first pregnancy I was so sick. One evening my husband and I were driving to his work party and we were on the highway, 4 lanes of traffic and super busy. No way we could pull over. I threw up in a box of crackers. A few days later I was driving myself home from work and was stopped at a red light. I threw up all over myself and inside my car. Really casually. Well, that's a couple more things to add to the list of things I'm not looking forward to when I get pregnant for the first time. There's an easy solution for that. Don't get pregnant. Really casually. Awesome. A. At least you shit on the side of the road on a highway. It'll turn to dirt soon enough. You shit on some business though? That's just low. People are gonna have to smell it, clean it up. F. I did this yesterday. Except it was a windy canyon road at 5:30 AM and I couldn't hold it anymore. Luckily my truck has 4 doors, the back ones open up suicide, and I was able to effectively shield myself from view. Did hear a trucking truck pass by during, but I'm sure they knew how it be. That's an interesting way to phrase it. Are you someone that random people driving down the highway would recognize? I am tired. I am exhausted of life even though I am only 18. I would be completely okay with going to bed one night and not waking up. I have also distanced myself from my emotions so much that I no longer really understand emotions anymore. What is worse, I have no drive/willpower to fix it. The best I could equate it to is it is like I am drowning, and I know I am going to die, but I neither the drive nor the willpower to swim up. I come from a loving family and have almost nothing truly bad happen to me. Yet I am exhausted and tired of life. It really makes no sense, and I hate myself for it. Depression doesn't always have a reason, and plenty of people with good lives and no real problems end up with depression anyway, so you're not alone in that. Have you ever read Hyperbole and a Half? It's a simply drawn comic from a while ago and they are just like you. It's called Apathy. You don't feel anything and it's the worst. I remember reading the comic and that's what she talks about, is how she tries to explain it to people but she doesn't have any trauma so they don't get why she's sad. But she's not sad, she's just nothing. She feels nothing. Don't give up. Have you considered seeking out medicine? Maybe it's not your fault at all, maybe your brain is just having an off time and you need a chemical boost. I went through some similar darkness and let me tell you, today I felt damn amazing because I had a day off, made a good lunch and took a nap. Simple, but I was flying because I've known true lows, so even a solid medium makes me super happy. Seeking help doesn't always cost money either. I know the US has a terrible rep with healthcare, but I found out there was a surprisingly large amount of mental health resources in my state that were either free if you jumped through a lot of hoops or scaled with your income. You can DM me if you want to discuss this more and I can help you Google some resources you might need. It doesn't have to make sense. Don't blame yourself. You need go seek professional help. Hi. I'm so sorry you feel this way and I can absolutely relate to you. We're around the same age, so please DM me if you want to talk through it. Every day is a battle and I'm proud of you for continuing to fight. You likely have a medical condition. Start with your primary care doctor and ask for help. If you have depression caused by the chemicals in your brain, you can't will yourself to get better. I wish I had someone to tell me to see a doctor when I was your age. It makes a huge difference. There is relief out there. I'm so sorry you're feeling this way. Please tell someone. I'm sure your parents would help if they knew. They would be devastated to lose you. Just try to take each day or hour at a time. You're so young and have so much joy ahead. That I ate dog food when I was little. I wasn't subtle about it. My dad always caught me with kibble-filled chipmunk cheeks. Milk bones. My parents had to tell me to stop eating them. More than once. I ate cat food. The wet kind. Took us 10 years to wean my brother off of cat food. I ate a milk bone when I was stoned and 18 because I heard they were palatable for humans. It didn't help the cotton mouth, but it wasn't terrible either. Freaking my friends out was A+. Well, did it taste good? Yes. I ate goldfish flakes. I had to eat dog and cat food when I was in high school because I was broke and that was the only food I could get. I scream very loud to myself in my car in the parking lot at work before exiting the car to walk into the building. I park far away from others so I cannot be bothered any more than I have to. I'd kiff. I just hate my job, but I scream every morning. It helps. Spoiler alert, you hate your job. Have you tried finding another job? It's a good paying job with good benefits that are affordable. Luckily I've been able to keep my job since the pandemic. Especially now with many jobs laying off workers, it'd be hard for me to find another job with this pay rate. My job is just mind-numbingly boring. Depending on your spare time and amount of disposable income, that's a perfect excuse to start a hobby, even if it's a bit expensive. Pissed on my carpet as a kid, blamed it on the cat, and everyone still believes me. This is hilarious because cat piss has a strong, distinct smell. Reminds me of the In-Betweeners when Jay tells his dad the dog shat on the carpet, to give an excuse as to why he locked him out when reality he just wanted to wank in peace. He later gets a text from his dad saying he's put the dog down because shitting inside suddenly after never doing so is normally a sign of serious illness. When I was 13 I found my father dead in the living room. He always said he had a bad back and liked to sleep on the floor. I think this might have been the third time. But this time I just remember thinking I could call someone or I could walk away and we're all free. I knew though if he got up I knew I didn't do anything to help, I would have got my ass kicked. So I left and went to Tim Hortons, got a 6-pack of donuts and sat in the park and cried and ate them waiting for someone to come find me. He lived though. Few days off work like it never happened. I just feel bad though after all this time I made the decision to let him die. You were 13, still a child, and it sounds like you were in immense pain. Please don't blame yourself. Hey, it's not your fault. You had a lot to carry and you were just trying to protect yourself and your family. As a child of addicts I understand how draining it is to handle the bullshit of parents and trying to save them whenever they mess up. You really crave it to stop, so 1, you can take control over your life once, and 2, don't have to relive the hellish cycle of waiting, worry, panic, anger. So please forgive yourself. You were a child. I'm the middle child, and when I was about 4 or 5, I got jealous that my brother had a VHS tape of his first B-day party but I didn't. So I pulled out all the tape and disposed of the evidence. I cheated on an IQ test and my family has believed I'm a genius for over 20 years because of it. My dad bought a take-at-home IQ test on floppy disk for around $3. My whole family took turns taking it in private and sharing our scores. I was last. Many of the questions were way beyond my knowledge level since I was only 13 or so and hadn't learned advanced math, so I randomly guessed at them and finished well before the time limit. After the test results showed average, it also showed the correct answers, so you know what you got wrong. Realizing my family would make fun of me for having a lower score than them, I quickly copied down the correct answers and retook the test. I made sure to purposefully select enough wrong answers so as to not arouse suspicion. Lo and behold, I score higher than them all and have been hailed as an underachieving genius all these years since. High IQ play though. Many of the questions were way beyond my knowledge level since I was only 13 or so and hadn't learned advanced math. A proper IQ test should require no such knowledge. The real ones are all about pattern recognition and abstract thinking, so there's no need to feel bad about failing this. Go spread some good vibes today. You never know who needs it.